Smoking Cigars with Howlinblind Money Slim. Memorial Day, fuck all the wars, part 3. Smoking my Casa Magna, Double Toro. And don't forget, La Flor Dominicana, DL 700. Try all the La Flor Dominicana brands. The Chisel, the Chiselito. I've got an Airbender that my buddy Jeff gave me that I'm going to smoke tomorrow after I fire up some barbecued pork chops on the grill for Memorial Day. Back to wars and fuck all wars. You know, Carroll O'Connor in this movie, he was so impressed. He thought these guys' enthusiasm to beat the enemy was what was driving them to cross a bridge that's going to take 5 hours to rebuild. So they tell Uncle Louie from Seinfeld, the guy that played Uncle Louie, is the guy that's doing the bridge building in this movie, and it's interesting. And Clint Eastwood's character says, no, we're not going to wait 5 hours. We're going to go in, and we're going to get that. And Carroll O'Connor's all excited, man. They got the enthusiasm that the soldier needs. Doesn't know their motivation is money. $16 million. They're thinking, you know, we've been out here for nothing. For $50 a month, we want our share of that $16 million. But the bigwigs are the ones fighting. You know, they're planning this war. And even when they do a ceasefire, let's say they decide, and then they say, okay, we're going to cease fire at midnight. That means up till midnight, people can still die and get killed. But they were going to, you know, give them all these medals and all this stuff. He said, I got a medal for every one of them. And he hops in his Jeep and he takes off because he wants to see them. And I'm not going to spoil the movie. Find it. You can find it. It's called Kelly's Heroes. Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas, Captain Steubing, Don Rickles, Donald Sutherland, Uncle Louie, and a lot of other really, really good actors in this movie. It's a great movie. I'm not a big war movie fan, but this was a good movie. And Silver Eagle, I'm anxious to hear your thought on that. Have you ever seen the movie Kelly's Heroes? Find it and watch it and tell me what you think. Interesting movie. But let's get back to wars, okay? I used to think that war was a last resort. And, you know, I'm not a big warmonger. I don't think we need to go to war at the drop of a hat. But I used to think, well, there comes a point where you got to go fight. And in some cases, maybe World War II, maybe that was the case. We had to get rid of Hitler. But Hitler never should have gotten as big as he got. The only way Hitler got as big as he got was the money that he was being financed by the banks, the big bankers who profited from both sides of the war. Averell Harriman. Look at Prescott Bush, how he made his fortune. But war is a bad thing. Innocent people die. Lives are changed. Men are screwed up. I had a cousin from Georgia who was a great guy. And he went to Vietnam and he came back and he saw so much killing it was unnatural. He was a totally different man from that point on. Another good friend of mine, Dallas, he was dropped in around July. So, as a matter of fact, 4th of July was when he was dropped right smack dab in the combat zone in Vietnam. And he always has, you know, a really rough time during 2 weeks of July because he's remembering all that. You see that much death and killing, it's very unnatural, folks. Death and killing is just not what needs to be done. You know, tyrannical maniacs like Adolf Hitler don't need to be in power. They don't need to take over. These people get power hungry, and they get fed a lot of a line from people who say, well, we could finance it for you for 29% interest. We could finance you the dictatorship of a country. Now you might end up getting killed, but as long as we get our money, we don't care. And so I'm going to say that that's wrong. War is wrong. Fuck all wars. There's a group called Gravy Train. They got an album, Stairway to... I can't remember it now. Anyway, there's a song in there called Bring My Life On Back to Me, where they say, damn all wars, damn all guns. Got to have guns, for hunting, for your, food. Let's see where I'm at on time, folks. I'm at 5:40. But man does not need to kill another man. Now, if it's in self-defense, if some man or woman gets in a maniac state and they want to kill you or harm you or one of your family members, then, yeah, you have the right to defend yourself. I am not a proponent of gun control. I'm more of a proponent of tyrannical idiot control. Let's start controlling some of these tyrannical idiots, taking them out off the streets, out of society, take away their ability to be tyrannical maniacs. Excuse me, I apologize. So I say war is wrong. What our army needs to be doing is protecting our country, and they're not protecting our country by being over in Afghanistan and Iran and Iraq, killing those people. Those soldiers are going to come home, in most cases, pretty well screwed up. And I had a friend of mine who was in Vietnam, comes in a smoke shop, was telling me about a friend of his who, because of his time in Vietnam, you don't want to sneak up on this man. He could kill you with his bare hands. His wife made the mistake and almost, they took about 3 guys to get him off of her because his mind just stepped. Okay, is that normal? Is that normal for a person to be in that state? This is supposed to, God meant for this world to be a loving world and man to be a loving people. Everybody's got differences, The Muslims want to live their way. The Christians want to live their way. The Baptists want to live their way. The atheists want to live their way. People just, I hate to quote an idiot like Rodney King, but can't we all just get along? So, folks, happy Memorial Day, okay? And I'm thankful for the soldiers who fought and did what they had to do. But I want to take a look at our leaders. Our leaders have been getting us into trouble and getting our innocent people killed and other innocent people killed for their gain, for the gain of our politicians. So this Memorial Day, let's take a second look at what Memorial Day should really mean. Thank God we're free, but none are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free. And as long as we have a government that is trying to take away our freedoms, and we let them, we're not as free as we think we are. Not dissing any soldiers or what they have to do. They're just following orders. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. This is Smoking Cigars with Howlinblind Money Slim, Casa Magna Double Toro, La Flor Dominicana DL 700 Maduro. Leave your comments, please, and let me know what you think. In the Fed, shut down the IRS, start printing American notes at no interest.